Storms leave behind a major mess. These images show parts of the Metro East where federal officials today are assessing damage for storms earlier this month.
First Alert 4's Nathan Vickers touring the damage with FEMA. He joins us now live in Belleville. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, David, this is one of several problem spots along Belleville. So you can see the damage here that this did. So this culvert failed because of all this water. It collapsed and it left a big hole in this man's backyard here. So FEMA today is touring sites like these this week right now, and they're looking at different factors that they are combining together to create a potential disaster declaration.
Well, here's my biggest concern is this here.
The damage to Troy Brandenburg's property,
If you look down the back of the creek here,
started with a plugged up creek and an overwhelmed culvert in his backyard.
there's a fountain of water coming up through the yard, and I come down and looked, and the next thing this just kept dropping because it couldn't handle the amount of water.
Today, he showed the damage to county, state, and federal officials,
We had unbelievable rain the other day.
Right.
No one's going to deny that.
making his case
But with all the extra water coming down, this creek is just fills up.
that the creek and drainage infrastructure near his property need improvements.
It's just dangerous. I cannot afford to fix this. This is a major job.
FEMA investigators are looking at dozens of cases like this one over the next few days.
This is the first step towards a potential federal declaration.
Nearly 2,200 people responded to a disaster survey in St. Clair County alone.
We look at every resident, every survivor on a case-by-case basis. So we need to hear your story. We need to know how this affected your family.
The data the state collects will likely be submitted alongside damage reports in Washington County and the Chicago area from the same 3-day stretch of storms.
There's factors. It looks at everything from disaster, post-unemployment, to fatalities involved, the amount of actual major and destroyed type damage. So there's multiple factors that evaluate.
From there, they'll decide what's next.
If we get that federal declaration, we will then set up a disaster resource center.
To help people like Brandenburg rebuild and recover.
We need help. We need to get things fixed, but we need better planning. We can't do half a job and just leave it.
So of the 2,200 people in St. Clair County who reported damage, more than 400 reported major damage and around 20 reported total destruction of their properties. Reporting live, Nathan Vickers, First Alert 4.
Nathan, before I let you go, I do want to ask, there's a lot of residents with some extreme situations here. What's the timeline for all this to be handled?
That's a good question, David. FEMA is going to be here the rest of the week, and the state will spend the next 30 to 60 days compiling some of the data that they've been collecting. Then they turn that over to FEMA. FEMA then spends another 30 to 90 days compiling that data, and then they'll submit a final report to the White House to declare potentially an emergency declaration for the state of Illinois.
All right, Nathan, thank you for that update.